They said Gray paved the way, changed the rate, released the pain, leaves you sane, getting paid, trend setting, brighter days, doper rap, tighter sets, high in Delhi, I'm a fighter jet, Jeremy.
What's really good, ladies and gentlemen, when I thought this was a light week and did not know what to talk about, Rob K said we got to talk the Opera Cup, aka the Oprah Cup. So do you have the standings of who beat who so we can go from that to transitioning into who's, the matchups right now?
Right. Yeah, I did write down the original brackets. So you said you have the original brackets at least as they were written in one of the formats that I saw was Kenta and Bobby Fish, who we just saw at Blood and Thunder. Akira battling Ikuro Kwon, your boy. Timothy Thatcher versus Davey Boy Smith Jr. in a battle of real graps. Jake Christ versus Filthy Tom Lawler, also from this past weekend. Mystico versus Magnus. Okamura and Atlantis Jr. Battle of the Champions. Alex Kane and Mr. Thomas Battle of the Bomaye. And Bad Dude Tito taking on Danny Jones, who's making his MLW debut. So that is the beginning brackets. All but 3 of those matches have occurred already on MLW TV. We have not seen Magnus and Mystico, which did take place at the tapings. So that'll be released August 10th, I believe, is the next show. Yep. As is Mr. Thomas and Alex Kane, which they finally acknowledged that existence at Blood and Thunder. And Bad Dude Tito and Danny Jones hasn't technically happened yet either.
Also at the tapings.
Yeah, so everything will be ready for the second round after the next round. After the next YouTube drop they do.
So now it's for the people that advance, it's Akira versus Kenta.
Yes. Which essentially has banger written all over it, if you ask me.
And that's going to happen at the next live show.
Yeah.
In August.
So it's who advanced? Who's next? It's Akira Kenta.
DBS and Filthy Tom in a battle of WTF. And then the last person to advance was Atlantis Jr.
Yeah, and then we'll get the other ones to fill it out. Now at this point, I feel like this is going to be, because I think Alex Kane is on one side of the bracket and Kenta's on the other side of the bracket. So I think that our finals picture should be Kenta and Alex Kane. And I would love to see Alex Kane win. That's the big homie. You made a face. Why did you make a face?
Well, it depends. I mean, I want to see who else is on the other side of the bracket.
Mystico and
Mystico, Magnus, Atlantis, Tito, and Danny Jones. And are on Kane's side of the tourney.
Yeah, and I would love to see Bad Dude Tito and Alex Kane somewhere in there.
That one will be Tito's actual coming out party if that is allowed to happen. Not that he hasn't had a good showing against some guys of quality, but he hasn't really been in there with someone with the pedigree of Alex Kane, nor the championship credentials as Alex Kane.
Well said, Rob. See, this is what the fuck I'm talking about. You came in hot today, man.
All right. So let's go to this real quick then. So you got Bad Dude Tito against Danny Jones. Bad Dude Tito's going to win that. Alex Kane against Thomas.
Alex Kane, obviously.
Kane better win that. Otherwise, he's probably walking out the door.
But then the second round pairing. So then if you look at the second round, it's going to be Bad Dude Tito against Kane.
Yeah.
And then Atlantis Jr. against Mystico or Magnus, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be Mystico.
Be my guess.
I mean, I don't know, man. Freaking Atlantis Jr. is fucking hot.
Yeah.
But Mystico is the ROH. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Mystico actually, though, in terms of upsets, I feel like the Mystico Magnus match might be the most likely to upset. Because that way they can also continue to build up. They can turn that into a middleweight title fight as well, have a rematch down the line.
I was thinking of that too, but then they're putting too much emphasis and too much money into Mystico. That Mystico will definitely beat Magnus. So if you see it, if you really go to the finals of that side bracket, you could see Kane go up against Mystico in the finals on that side of the bracket.
So wait, hold on.
Interesting. That would be an interesting.
If you jump forward.
Hold on. According to what you're saying, is Bad Dude Tito's going to go through Danny Jones because he's the champ. Mystico is going to advance because he's the champ.
Yes.
So you're saying that Alex Kane is going to be back-to-back champs?
Well, no, because Kane is going to have to wrestle Bad Dude Tito.
Yeah.
In the second round. And then you have Mystico against Atlantis Jr. in the second round.
So, yeah, what I'm saying, though, is you're going to have Alex Kane beat Tito, who's a current champion.
Yes.
Okay. And then if Mystico advances because of your theory of they paying him a lot of money and everything, he's going to knock off back-to-back champs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. No, then if that happens, then Mystico might be Kane. I mean, that's the whole thing. We don't know. Dude, if you got Mystico as your champion and you putting that much money in there,
and you're going to have Tito's your champ too.
But
Okamura was your champ too.
Yeah, a tag team champ.
Yeah, he's a snitch, so we don't fuck with him.
But think about it. You're not thinking about the belts here. You're thinking about fighting for the cup. So it doesn't matter if they're a champion or not. So you thinking about, you got to think about, okay, they're not wrestling for the belt. So it doesn't matter if Kane beats back with Tito, he doesn't win a belt. So it doesn't matter. The belt's not on the line.
So then how come Mystico can't lose because the belt's on the line?
Because Mystico, they're putting too much money and too much pushing CMLL for him not to make it to the finals of the Oprah Cup.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm looking at it from a business perspective.
So you have Mystico beating Kane then?
Yes. Oh. I'm just saying, in a business.
I am interested in this matchup just because of the styles clash with that. Because Kane wrestles a ground and pound kind of style, but he's also not like an actual hoss either. He's kind of what you would call kind of like a fire plug. He's short and thick, and that's where he gets all of his explosiveness from. So he's not quite the base that Mystico would be quite used to in terms of size differential. So I'm very curious to see how, just to see as a fan, how that match would go out.
So okay, hold on. All right, so we have let's just shits and giggles. I don't have Kane winning. We all just say Mystico at this point, right? Let's just say
Mystico on one side of the bracket. Then you have already the second round already set up, where you have Kenta going up against Akira, and you have David Boy Smith going up against Lawler. I don't see Lawler beating David Boy Smith. And
you're right, but it makes me sad.
Yeah, and I don't see Kenta beating Akira because they're pushing Akira to the moon right now. So Akira
just took a beating though, so they might storyline it like he's hurt or whatever. You just got stomped the fuck out.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I mean, they're pushing Akira. So why were you having lose against Kenta? Kenta's there to push somebody up. So this is the best time to push over Akira and say Akira just earned that victory by beating Kenta. And then you see Kenta against Akira against David Boy Smith in the finals of that one side. And
what would be best? We're talking best for business, right? That's the lane we're going down.
Yes.
We're talking what's best for business. If you're gonna have Mystico going in that bracket, you're telling me you don't want to see for the Oprah Cup Mystico versus Kenta?
Because
that's a money match.
Not really. You want to see either Akira because you're pushing him, or David Boy Smith because that's his cup, his heritage. So that would be more sense of Mystico.
But he's already won it many times.
Huh?
Yeah, but that's the story. That's the story, though. So I actually have, as much as it pains me, I in my fantasy bracket, I also have David Boy Smith going over to the semifinals. Yeah. In my fantasy booking world, this is Akira's tournament to win, because again, he's been hyped up. He's been hyped up as the future of MLW, and this can give him an achievement while not necessarily while still kind of keeping him out of the title scene. or various title scenes.
And one more thing is, if they're actually just hit the 2-year mark in MLW, so they're getting rid of all, or not getting rid, but they're not renewing contract of all the hardcore guys, like the Shane Page, he's gone. So you know, a lot of those guys are was the leader of the Tula or the SCG crew,
Mance Warner.
Okay, he's gone.
Yeah, he's been gone.
Pretty sure you're gonna see all those guys leaving, and the roster turning over, where you see Akira now becoming a wrestler more than a bluff guy here in MLW. So to be a wrestler, you have to be guys like Kenta in a wrestling match. It's not going to be a first blood match. It's not going to be a outside. We have to bleed 3 buckets to make the quota this week. No, he's going to have to beat real wrestlers to be considered more than a death match guy. So this is the actual time for him to show that now and winning the Oprah Cup.
He's already proved he's not a death match guy.
But in my dreams, it will be Kenta, like you said, going up against Atlantis Jr. or Magnus in my dream.
Whoa, wait, hold on.
Just because I'm tired of it.
We are all over the place in terms of like hearts, dreams, business.
Because I'm tired of Kane already. You know, Kane has to leave there. He's been there for 3 years. He's done it all there in MLW. I'm sick and tired of Mystico, the push of Mystico. So I would love to see somebody else, you know, Magnus or Atlantis Jr. going up against Kenta in the finals.
So hold on.
That's my dream.
No, I hear you. It's not going to happen. Bubble.
Not going to happen.
If you take Alex Kane outside of MLW, they don't have a guy.
Dude, they said the same thing about Jacob Fatu.
How long was he there?
They said the same thing about Hammerstone.
Hammerstone got exposed.
Holiday.
Hammerstone got exposed. Holiday, they fucking dropped the ball on.
Yeah, how I say, the difference is Holiday. Like, there's so much left in the tank for Holiday.
Yeah.
Whereas,
but the company is still rolling. It's not rolling.
It's fucking falling.
It's not falling.
It's rolling downhill.
It's rolling downhill. All right, hold on. Wait. So
every company starts to fall downhill at a certain time before they hit the brakes, and then you see new blood coming in, and then they start climbing up again.
The problem is with that though is right now MLW has been bloodletting like every 6 months.
Yeah.
So on this side, you're saying fuck Kane. I don't want him to win. Right?
Just because
I thought you guys were tight. What happened?
That's him and Chef.
Oh, but you guys are in each other's DMs too. So did he besmirch your Astros or something?
Oh no, man.
Yeah, he said fuck the Astros and Muffins was like,
he's been there for 3 years. He's been there for 3 years. He's held every single belt there already every 3 years. He's climbed from. He's been in the draft. He got the draft. Then he won 1 title. Then he won the 2nd title. Then he won the championship title.
No.
And then he stole the Oprah Cup. He
got drafted, won the national, and won the world. He never was a middleweight, and he never won tag.
And then he won the Oprah Cup, or he stole the Oprah Cup.
He stole the Opera Cup, which he finally admitted he did it. But it's all good.
And then he won the Battle Royal, the Battle
Riot.
And he became the champion.
So if you take Alex Kane out of MLW, poof, gone. Right?
Oh, out of the bracket thing here, yes.
Okay. Akira hasn't proven to be Richard Holiday. They're pushing him. And I like Akira. He's already proved I could bang out without doing the blood shit. I could bang out without the hardcore stuff. We've all agreed he showed the fuck out, and we're like, yo.
And this match against Kenta coming up is going to push him more as a wrestler.
It will be the proper coronation because the one thing that you can put on banger after banger after banger, but at a certain level, people aren't going to care unless you beat someone to take it to the next level. So you can see like, oh, the company is behind this guy,
Yes.
and Akira really hasn't had that yet, despite being able to show out against a variety of opponents.
And if he beats Kenta, that's going to be that stepping stone to push him to the next level. Because beating Kenta, dude, that's a huge feather in anyone's cap. Yeah.
But I don't think he's at that point yet.
You're gonna have to wrestle. You're gonna have to wrestle Kenta to beat Kenta.
So, but this is what I'm trying to explain is who right now is the guy for MLW. It would still be Alex Kane, right?
I mean, honestly, at a certain level, I would argue that there isn't a guy in MLW right now.
Okay, so
which is the problem.
Yeah. But Alex Kane has been the face for a while, right?
Yeah.
He's been doing his thing.
Yes.
Okay, where you had Jacob Fatu and Hammerstone that pushed each other and did their thing, and they were the top guys, and then you had like the Richard Holidays, the Filthy Tom Lawlers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If right now we're saying, okay, they don't have a guy, but we got to throw some names, Matt Riddle hasn't done shit yet. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's an MLW guy. Richard Holiday, Akira's not even on that Richard Holiday level yet.
But you need something to get him there.
Where we're like, oh shit, Akira's here.
But Rob K just said, you have to get him there.
And you got to feed, and to do that, you got to feed him people with name value, and hopefully, in the process of doing that, he doesn't shit the bed. Because if he has a bad match with Kenta, that I shouldn't say should, but very well could, and possibly rightly so, like derail his push.
Then you have to jump back on Alex Kane, or you have McGriddle win the belt faster. Because that's the trajectory right now. Is going to be McGriddle.
Oh, it's an inevitability, that our favorite fast food breakfast sandwich is going to get the title. The question is
he's
when.
Definitely winning the belt.
And my assumption is probably September.
So September.
Now, one more thing about Kane. So Kane should be Thomas. Should be a good match, but he should be Thomas, right? What happens? Now, what happens in the next round? Thomas is pissed off. They still have Bomaye Club. He's pissed off that he lost, and now he turns on Kane.
No, I'll take that.
Yeah,
and then you have Kane stuck in this feud away from the title. So,
okay,
I mean, if they actually go that route, like I don't have a problem with it, but I question whether they would properly go that route. Though it does concern me the fact that Kane just got out of a feud for the Bomaye Fight Club, and then just to turn around for the Bomaye Fight Club to actually dissolve.
Well, I mean, it always happens, So
hear me out. Akira, you're saying is the guy, right?
Well, I'm not saying he's the guy.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay, so
he looks like he could be.
If I had to put 3 champions and Akira, where does he go to any of those guys? Would you put Akira next to Mystico? Say he's on that level?
Hell no.
Hell no. Would you even put him at Bad Dude Tito's level?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh fuck no. No way.
Well, Mystico is a guy who's a high flyer. Akira has no high flying anything. Power game against Bad Dude Tito, yes. Both ground guys, yes.
You're saying power game that Akira can match with
ground game,
with Bad Dude Tito?
Ground game.
I mean, if we're talking the combination of star power, like the complete package.
Yes,
he's not on Mystico's level, because Mystico is arguably one of the best in the world still. However, I will argue that he's at least Bad Dude Tito's level in terms of overall star power and in-ring ability.
Because of the simple reason, when Bad Dude Tito came in, half of the people didn't know who the whole Bad Dude Tito was. And people still don't know who Bad Dude Tito is unless you go and you look at his stuff from New Japan with the Mighty Donnie.
With Bad Dude Tito at what, 750 right now he's at?
Like 666, I think.
Okay, so over 500, right?
He's finally over 700 or 500.
Okay, so you're telling me that he hasn't entertained you if a mic's been on him, or when he even had that small segment with Azteca Lucha guys, how he was mollywhopping and then going up against El Jefe, and then you're telling me that every match you've seen him win or lose, you're telling me that his physical aspect or specimen didn't just completely physically have manhandle whoever he's been in the ring with, right?
Small samples.
What would you say Akira has done to give you a small sample of what Bad Dude Tito has already shown in a repertoire of what he has through vignettes, promos, and straight up in ring? We know Akira could go in ring. He showed you nothing on a mic, and we got nothing that entertained the shit out of us with any kind of vignette that we've seen with the calling neither. And he hasn't had nothing after that.
Rob K.
I mean, that's MLW's fault, not Akira's necessarily.
No,
but I will. I mean, I will make the argument that, like, yeah, he may not have had a banger promo, but honestly, though, Tito hasn't had a banger promo either. He's been mildly entertaining at times on the stick, but he's not been a promo guy, and I mean that's fine. That's, you know, not everybody is, but we also need to take into account that Akira has already been a multiple-time title holder, holding the tag team titles in the middleweight championship as well. So like we can't be taking him lightly, even if we're comparing him to Bad Dude Tito.
But that was a flop.
I wouldn't call his middleweight title reign a flop.
No. I'm saying the tag.
Oh yeah, yeah, but the tag division as a whole is a flop.
Well, let's be honest. If we leave everything up to Rob Chef here, he will have Stingray being the face of the company right now.
I'd have him as my middleweight at least.
You have him the face of MLW right now, if it's up to you.
And he's kind of shit the bed too, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, he hasn't out. He came in super hot with the Battle Riot, and you're like,
that was great. And then everything that wasn't Battle Riot's been lame.
Yes, absolutely. Listen, okay, just real quick, if you had to pick a world champion right now, who would you have? The middleweight, heavyweight champion.
Middleweight or a heavyweight champion? You just like listen.
Heavyweight. My fault.
Heavyweight.
My fault.
Like if we're making Kojima lay down right now. Honestly, I would, just for shits and giggles, I would actually give the title to Kruger.
I'm not mad at that.
Just because Contra needs an actual big win that means something. Like, yes, he's single-handedly dismantled the second gear crew, but like the world title is a statement, and that also opens up a wide variety of storyline options as well that hasn't been covered yet.
Okay.
When Contra came back, I thought he was going to be the champion by now. And then they have him stuck fighting the guys from second gear crew. But right now, in a business standpoint, and because there's nobody else there, unfortunately, I'll have McGriddle be the champion right now.
Okay. And I have Alex.
Just because there's nobody else there.
He's the biggest name consistently in the company. I will give you that.
It'd be McGriddle until somebody new comes in that's big as him, or we build somebody from inside MLW.
All right. So Kruger, McGriddle, and Kane, right? Middleweight, yes. Who would you have?
That's a tougher question because like there hasn't been a proper middleweight division at all. Like both that and the tag division right now have been pretty stagnant.
Mystico is right now, right?
Mystico is right now.
Mystico, the
middleweight. Yeah.
I'll keep Mystico right now because at least the belt is being seen down in Mexico. So
yeah, I mean, if we're if we're going to talk title changes right now, probably Jake Christ because he's like the only other middleweight. I mean, granted, they'll probably hot potato the belt between other luchadores right now.
But
still going back to Chicago for a lucha spectacular in November.
Yeah, definitely Jake Christ. And you want to keep the blood on Mexico, like you said, till November because they're going back to Chicago again. So,
yeah, they're doing another lucha show in Chicago.
All right. Well, I was gonna say Jay Chris. I won't jump on the same Jay Chris thing. Now I'll say Ikuro Kwon.
Is he a middleweight now though? He bulked up a bit. Like that's my only question. That is my
don't cheat my answer. Don't cheat my answer.
I conceptually speaking, I have no problems with that. That was just my little people do. Like, dude got swole. So
now, national open weight, who would you have?
We got Bad Dude Tito.
I would leave the belt on Tito for a bit.
Okay, so
just because he's the most recent.
None of us on any belt call said Akira. Not one person threw his name to be a champion.
Exactly. And there's nothing. Again, this is why we have the Opera Cup, so we can help take things to that next step.
Exactly.
We in terms of booking Akira, we're thinking about the future.
If whoever was the Opera Cup gets a title shot. So
I like what Akira's done. I just don't. He hasn't proved to me he's that guy yet. And I think that this Opera Cup giving it to him just ain't the right move. That's just me. That's just my opinion on it.
I mean, realistically speaking, in terms of like good actual business, like they really should put the Opera Cup on an MLW guy. And Kenta is, I mean, we got lucky with Suzuki and Kojima. They've actually stuck around for a bit. Yeah. But every time they bring in a name from New Japan, I go, how long are they there for? And then like the luchadores are pretty spotty in terms of like say Magnus has appeared a handful of times, but he's not been in every show kind of guy. Yeah. I would give the Opera Cup to someone that's kind of been a MLW roster guy. I mean, I guess
or Kane.
Yeah. I mean, really in the end I'd give it to Akira, but my finals would be Akira and Kane.
And the thing is, Mystical, every time he defends the title, it's against a guy from CMLL.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
There and here. So I still don't understand that part.
We got one more for them. So deuces. Y'all should have this on like fucking Monday. We out of here. Deuces.